Good morning. Good morning, all of you. Say good morning. Say good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the signal analysis. We are going to discuss about the signal analysis. Okay. So what is signal? First of all, what is meant by signal? How the signal forms? How the signal constitutes? What are the angles we have? How the signal propagates between the transmitter to receiver. Okay, those things we need to discuss here. Okay, see, the signal is an electrical or electromagnetic current. The signal is an electrical or electromagnetic current that is used for carrying data. That signal which is used for to transport data from one device to or one network to another device or another network, whatever it may be. Okay, or one place to another place, or one location to another location, but by using the signal, by using the signal. Okay, so that here we need to analyze the sinusoidal signal. We need to analyze the sinusoidal signal. Let us consider the sinusoidal signal. This is represented as a sinusoidal signal. X-axis we are considering as time. The reciprocal of the time, which is nothing but frequency. Y-axis we are considering as volts. Y-axis we are considering as a volts. Here we are considering as amplitude. The amplitude is measured in terms of the volts. Here one cycle means one complete variation. Cycle means one complete variation. This is positive half cycle. This is negative half cycle. This is positive half cycle. This is a negative half cycle. Okay. By combination of both positive as well as the negative, we can consider as one cycle. Okay. So from this point to this point here up to now, we are represented as a time period of particular cycle. A time period of particular cycle. Okay. See, this is cycle. The combination of the cycles will represent one wave. The combination of the cycles will represent a one wave. Okay. So that here what we will do is, okay. So here considering as one cycle. This cycle consisting of, it consists of 360 degrees. That is 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. First again I am telling you 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Okay. So 0 to 180, it is represented as positive half cycle. From 180 to 360, this is represented as a negative half cycle. Am I clear? 0 to 180, that is positive half cycle. 180 to 360, that is negative half cycle. Okay. So this 0 and 180 are the zero crossing points. Okay. So how we can measure the amplitude and frequency from this particular signal means complete one variation like this. Complete one variation up to this particular point. This is represented as a time period of particular cycle. The time it takes to complete one complete variation. Okay, that is represented as time period. Okay, so the time period, the reciprocal of the time is represented as the frequency. The reciprocal of the time is represented as frequency. Then this peak to this peak, this is represented as amplitude. This peak to this peak, this is represented as amplitude of a particular signal. Now this is measured in terms of the volts. This is measured in terms of the volts. Okay, so that is signal. Here the signal which is have the three parameters: amplitude, frequency, and phase. Amplitude, frequency, and phase. The vertical representation of the signal is called as amplitude. This is the vertical representation from this negative peak to positive peak. This is represented as amplitude of that particular signal. Okay. Then frequency, one complete variation. Then we are represented as one complete variation. This is one complete variation of the signal. This is one complete variation of the signal. This is time period. The reciprocal of the time period, it will be called as a frequency. It will be called as a frequency. Then phase. Then represented as a phase. Okay. So the phase of the angle from the waveform here. This is zeroth angle, 90, 180, 270, 360. This is phase. In phase, out of phase, that will be represented as the phase of that particular signal. That means the sinusoidal signal, which constitutes a 360 degrees, which have the parameters like 0, 90, 180, 270, and 360. 0, 90, here 180, 270, and 360. It consisting of the three parameters such as amplitude, frequency, and phase. Amplitude, frequency, and phase. Okay. So the second one, this is referred as noise analysis. The noise analysis, that is electrical noise and signal to noise ratio. Electrical noise and signal to noise ratio. Okay. So that here, what is meant by electrical noise? When the signal will be treated as noise signal, then what is meant by the signal to noise ratio? What is meant by signal to noise ratio? First, we are considering as a signal. Okay, whatever may be the signal, we need to consider x-axis is time, y-axis is amplitude. Okay, amplitude is measured in terms of the volts. Similarly, in the x-axis we are considering as a time that will be measured in terms of seconds. Okay, this is the without signal before transmitting to the transmitter without noise. Okay, so this is the perfect signal. Okay, so the noise, which is a electrical noise, is defined as any undesirable electrical energy, any undesirable electrical energy which is falls on the passband of the signal, which is falls on passband of the signal, then that signal will be represented as the electrical noise signal. Once again, I'm telling you what is meant by electrical noise. Okay, before transmitting a signal, it should be like this. That means without any disturbances. It is having perfect amplitude, then perfect frequency, then perfect frequency. Okay, it is a original signal. That means consider the electrical noise signal at the time of passing this original signal between the transmitter to receiver, between the transmitter to receiver. Wait a minute. So here we are considering as a transmitter. Here we are considering as receiver. Okay. At the time of transmitting the information from the transmitter to receiver, first we are considering as this signal. We are considering as this signal. This signal propagates like this between the transmitter to receiver, between the transmitter to receiver. Then within the distance between the transmitter and receiver, any unwanted information in the free space that is false on the original signal, then this original signal which becomes like this. Okay, here that means what happened here, it develops the multiple amplitudes. It will develops the multiple amplitudes. Here this is one amplitude, this is another amplitude, this is like this. Then it develops the different frequencies. It develops a different frequencies, different frequencies, so that it is not easy, it is not easy to calculate the amplitude as well as the frequency of this signal, the frequency of this signal, so that whenever the any unwanted information which is false on the passband of the signal, passband in the sense that is allowable band, the passband in the sense allowable band. So at the time of propagating the information from the transmitter to receiver, any unwanted information which is false on the passband of the signal, then the signal it should be becomes like this. This signal it will be represented as the unwanted signal, that is the noise signal, that is represented as a noise signal. So that this is before transmitting, this is after transmitting. Before transmitting, the signal is without noise. After transmitting, the signal is with noise. After transmitting, the signal is with noise. Okay. So this is the noise signal. This is represented as a noise signal. Okay. Then after completion of that, okay, what are the types of the noises we have? What are the types of noises we have? Okay. Now there are different types of the noises which are presented at the time of the propagating the information from the transmitter to receiver. From the transmitter to receiver, the basic noises which are presented here, such as man-made noise, thermal noise or white noise, correlated noise, and impulse noise. Okay, man-made noise, thermal noise or white noise, then correlated noise, impulse noise. Okay. So here this is a man-made noise. This is thermal noise or white noise. This is correlated noise and this is impulse noise. Okay. So what will be done in a man-made noise? What will be done in the thermal noise or white noise and correlated? Okay. See, man-made noise which is caused by the human being only. Okay, because whatever the noise which is produced by the mankind, whatever the noises which are produced by the mankind, such noises it will be called as a man-made noise. Such noise will be called as a man-made noise. Okay. So, in the man-made noise, which is caused by factories, organizations, industries, etc., etc. Okay. So the noise, the factories, industries, organizations which are developed for the purpose of developing the human needs. Okay. So they, after manufacturing a particular product, okay, the entire fog, okay, or whatever may be any unwanted material which is mixed in the free space, so that the noise which is developed, that is call it as, that is represented as the, but that is represented as a man-made noise, that is represented as a man-made noise. Okay. So coming to the thermal noise, coming to a thermal noise, this thermal noise can also be called as white noise. This thermal noise can also be called as a white noise. Okay. So the thermal noise which is caused by the random motion of electrons, holes. Okay. At the time of propagating the information between the transmitter to receiver, any random motion which is appeared by the electrons, okay, in a particular region, then whatever the noise which is disturbed without transmitting the signal between the transmitter as well as the receiver, as well as the receiver, such type of noise it will be represented as the thermal noise. It will be represented as a thermal noise. Okay. This thermal noise can also be called as white noise. The thermal noise can also be called as a white noise. Okay. That is represented as a thermal noise or a white noise. Thermal noise or a white noise. The next one is correlated noise. Okay. Every electronic circuit which is produces the normal noise for the purpose of the transporting the information between the sections, that is represented as a correlated noise. That is represented as a correlated noise. Okay. So the impulse noise which is caused by the pollution in the environment, that is based upon the environment conditions. Okay. That is represented as impulse noise. Okay. So the man-made noise is caused by the mankind. The thermal noise which is caused by humankind.
Hello.
So now audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. So
సార్ సార్ కాలేజీలో ఉన్నా సార్.
అవునయ్య కాలేజీలోనే ఏమి
ఏం లేదు సార్, ఊరుకున్నా సార్.
కాలేజ్కి వస్తున్నాం మేము స్టాఫ్. So the next one is the man-made noise which is caused by the mankind, the thermal noise which is caused by the electrons, correlated noise which is caused by the environmental, impulse noise which is caused by the changing of the conditions. Okay, these are the different types of the noises. These are the different types of the noises. Then signal to noise ratio. The signal to noise ratio. Okay. So what is the signal to noise ratio in this particular signal? Okay. The signal to noise power ratio. The signal to noise power ratio can be defined as the ratio of signal power to the noise power. The signal to noise power ratio can be written as the ratio of signal power to the noise power. Signal power to the noise power, where PS represented as signal power, which is measured in watts. PM represents noise power, which is represents in watts. Okay. S by N is the signal to noise power ratio. The signal to noise power ratio. So what is meant by the definition of the signal to noise ratio means the ratio of the signal power to the noise power, which is called as the signal to noise ratio, which is called as a signal to noise ratio. Okay. So this is represented as the signal to noise ratio, the signal to noise ratio. Okay. So then the signal to noise power ratio can be expressed in terms of the dBs, can be expressed in terms of the dBs, that is S by N of dB equal to S by N of dB equal to 10 log of PS divided by Pn. 10 log of PS divided by Pn. Again, where S by N is the signal to noise power ratio, PS is the signal power, Pn is the noise power. Okay. So there S by N equal to signal to noise power ratio, PS equal to signal power in terms of watts, Pn equal to noise power that is measured in terms of the watts. Okay. So that the signal to noise power ratio, which is expressed in terms of the decibels as S by N of dB equal to 10 log of PS divided by Pn. 10 log of PS divided by Pn. This is the signal to noise power ratio. The signal to noise power ratio. Okay. So then coming to analog modulation system. Okay. So all of you well known the definition of the modulation. Very clearly I think. Okay. So the modulation, before going to analog modulation system, we must know the definition of the modulation. Okay, all of you know what is meant by analog. Analog means continuous signal. Continuous means the signal which contains a continuous function of time. The signal which contains a continuous function of time. Okay, so that with respect to corresponding amplitude, the signal which contains a continuous function of time with respect to corresponding amplitude with respect to the corresponding amplitude. Okay, so that here, okay, here now the example for the analog signal is sinusoidal signal. Okay, the example for analog signal is, that is sinusoidal signal. This sinusoidal signal is continuous signal. There is no discontinuity here. Okay. The example for the analog signal is our voice signal. That is a speech signal. That is represented as a speech signal. That is meant by analog. That is meant by analog. But what is meant by modulation? What is meant by modulation? Modulation means the process of varying some characteristics of high frequency signals. The process of varying some characteristics of high frequency signals in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. The process of varying some characteristics of high frequency signals in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal, that is called as modulation. That is called as a modulation. Okay. So one more definition is the carrier wave is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. Okay, that is called as modulation. Okay, in other words, we can say the simple definition of this, that is represented as the process of converting the low frequency into high frequency. The process of converting the low frequency into high frequency, that is called it as, that is called it as modulation. That is called as a modulation. Okay, now this for doing the modulation, the basic requirements are two things, such as message signal and carrier signal. Such as message signal and carrier signal. All of you know the message signal is a input signal or modulating signal or source signal or input signal. Okay, or AF signal. AF stands for audio frequency signal, etc. etc. Because the message signal is a input signal which is having the low frequency, so that the low frequency will be treated as up to the audio frequency, so that the message signal can also be called as audio frequency signal. The message signal can also be called as a audio frequency signal. The next one is the carrier signal. The carrier signal is high frequency signal. The carrier signal is a high frequency signal. So high frequency means it will be treated in terms of the megahertz. Terms of the megahertz means automatically it will be treated as the radio frequency. It will be treated as a radio frequency, so that the carrier signal can also be called as RF signal or high frequency signal or high frequency signal. That is represented as a carrier signal. So that the modulation is a process of varying some characteristics of high frequency signals in accordance with the instantaneous value of the message signal. Instantaneous value in the sense, the instantaneous value is instantaneous amplitude. We are considering as instantaneous amplitude. Okay, so what is meant by the instantaneous amplitude means, okay, so here instantaneous amplitude means, okay, so instantaneous amplitude at 0 we have some value, at another we are having another value, in some other place we are getting as some another value. Okay, we are getting as some another value. Okay, so that based on that, so it depends upon the high instantaneous value, it will get the high amplitude for AM, high frequency